Good morning, 9:06. I'm getting smoked by sinuses today. I'm just going to tell you guys that now. And I forgot to do my hair. You're going to find that out in a couple of minutes. I got into the studio. I got some stuff done. I felt pretty good today. Well, then all of a sudden, I got into doing the interview. We're going to be talking to Duke Bakery in a couple of minutes. And I was talking to Duke Bakery. Well, then I forgot. I'm looking up after I did the interview, and I'm going, oh, my God, my hair's a mess. I forgot to do my hair. So, we'll have that. But it's a great conversation. That comes down the pipeline in just a couple of minutes right after top of the hour news. Then busy 10 o'clock hour. We're going to be talking to Bluff City Outdoors. They're having Outdoors Fest coming down the pipeline later in May. And then At.Sarah McGibany joins us with Alton Main Street. Going to get the latest from all the events coming down the pipeline from Alton Main Street and all the latest from them. Then at 10:35, Jackie Duty joins us and fills us in on the latest from her. So a lot of great stuff coming down in the next 2 hours. I hope you join me and stay with me for the full ride on RiverBender.com and Roku TV. Here's what you need to know this Tuesday morning. Katie Abbey, the former Jersey County Treasurer, Dalton Brown's been following this story for us, has been charged with stealing more than $10,000 from county funds for personal use. The 37-year-old Jerseyville resident faces a Class 1 felony count of theft by deception announced by Attorney General Kwame Raoul. Between August and October of 2024, while serving as treasurer, Abbey allegedly falsified cash slips and checks from county bank accounts to underreport tax and revenue payments, diverting funds for herself. Abbey took a personal leave in October and resigned earlier this year. Becca Strang, the former chief deputy treasurer, now serves as county treasurer. And we'll keep you updated as more details do emerge. Also in the news today, Sarah Hughes has dedicated 20 years to teaching as a 7th grade pre-algebra teacher and math interventionist at Trimpe Middle School in Bethalto, Community Unit School District 8. She emphasizes the importance of building strong relationships with her students, helping them understand math in an approachable way, and supporting their growth both socially and academically. Hughes actively attends student games and performances, maintaining a lasting connection between the classroom. Balancing her professional and personal life, she enjoys family activities, values the lifelong friendship she has formed through teaching. Grateful for her role, Hughes remains committed to ensuring every student feels supported and loved, and that's one of our spotlight articles. Sarah Hughes was a great teacher, by the way. I had her in middle school. Wonderful, wonderful woman. And congratulations on the recognition and 20 years of teaching. That's wonderful. Also in the news, Village of Godfrey set to host its annual Youth Fishing Derby. On Saturday, May the 10th at Glazebrook Park, the free catch and release event invites children ages 4 to 6 to participate, with registration beginning at 9 and fishing from 10 to 11:30 a.m., followed by an awards ceremony at noon. Participants compete in 3 age groups for trophies, recognizing the most fish caught, the biggest fish, and the strangest catch. Families can enjoy complimentary hot dogs and chips after the derby, fostering fun, community-focused day, encouraging kids to develop that passion of fishing in the region. And that's a look at what's happening around the river bend this morning. Let's take a look at weather. Hopefully, it's just allergies. It is. Whew. Okay, it feels like 65 degrees, but it's 57 out there. Humidity is at 83%. Today, some sun. Fog will burn off this morning if it hasn't already. Then it'll warm up this afternoon. Tonight, just partly cloudy. Air quality is at 44, which is good. Grass is moderate, mold is moderate, ragweed's moderate, tree levels are moderate, and it's time to take some Claritin, my friends. Today, temperatures reach 70 degrees and drop down to 50 overnight as we head into Wednesday. Wednesday, we can expect some rain, a high of 70 degrees and a low of 53 as we head into Thursday. On Thursday, that 8th day of May, a high of 71, a low of 47 degrees. Then on Friday, we're getting a little chilly, high of 65, a low of 45 degrees, partly cloudy skies. And on Saturday, a high of 71 and a low of 51 as we head into Mother's Day on Sunday. That's a look at the next 5. Here's what's happening now. 57 degrees in downtown Alton. It's 9:10. It feels like 65 out there. For time and temperature throughout the day, give the area landmark phone number a call, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. You can also stay up to date in real time all the time by downloading that new-looking RiverBender.com app in your App Store or Google Play. Mike did a great job on that. I mean, it really does. I have never looked better on screen. screen. Maybe it's because this camera's smaller, so you know what I'm saying? Like the less of me you see, the better I get. I don't know, but hey, the more of Carver's I see, the more I want it. Carver's Barbecue is award-winning barbecue for the whole crew. Are you hosting a party or need catering for your next event? Let Carver's Barbecue bring the flavor. Their platters are to die for. Their catering options are the best. My family uses them. We haven't gone back. Pulled pork, brisket, ribs, whatever you need. Plus their famous sides like the potato salad and more. Perfect for feeding the whole crew for Mother's Day, Father's Day, graduation parties, Memorial Day, 4th of July. I could go on and on and on about the times that you need to call Carver's Barbecue at 618-467-9999, like old Mike Shannon used to say. That's $99.99 for Cardinals Care, and at 618-467-9999 for the award-winning barbecue in Godfrey for your whole crew. Don't forget to tell them that CJ sent you over their way to cater, and I'm telling you what, once you go Carver's for barbecue, all those holidays just get a hell of a lot more easier. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with Duke Bakery. Take a look at downtown Alton, and have some more fun on this Tuesday morning. I hope your allergies are better than mine.
Car accident at the ER. They gave me a prescription of hydrocodone, and over time it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to Our Daily Show on this Tuesday morning, the 6th day of May. Duke Bakery. It's going to be a busy weekend.
We got Mother's Day weekend coming up. We got graduation season, so we got a lot going on.
Well, it's wild, too, because it really just, this year, especially with Easter being pushed back, it seemed like all those big holidays kind of just come right back after another, you know?
They do. And there's all kinds of new holidays, you know? You got Teacher Appreciation Week, and you got Nurse Appreciation Week, so all those things that you just kind of don't think about on a day-to-day basis, it all gets combined together and creates a busy week for us.
Is Teacher Appreciation Week pretty busy for you guys too?
Yeah,
wow.
That's a big one. The Nurse Appreciation Week's another big one. You know, so those are all scattered out throughout the course of the year. You got, First Responder Appreciation Weeks, and it's all these holidays that in my opinion, didn't really exist 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Right.
So now we got a holiday about every week anymore.
Well, and honestly, it seems like too, you're on top of being of course, a staple in the community. You could be a new social media guru consultant, I mean, you guys.
We've got some really good staff behind us that does a really good job staying on top of the Facebook and the Instagram and all that kind of stuff.
I'm telling you, though, every time my mom calls me right away, or I get tagged in at least 2 or 3 Duke Bakery posts.
That's what I like to hear. It's working then. It's working.
Well, and it seems like you guys have really been able to adapt and really stay with, all the trends and the times, too.
Businesses constantly evolve and change. The business that we're running today is not the business that we were running 25 years ago when I first came into it.
Right.
And that's just the nature of the beast. And I think that's what you have to do to kind of stay up with current trends. Even our product line is a lot different now than what it was 25 years ago.
Well, and too, just being on the small business side of things, with the POS systems and I'm sure especially, like debit card transactions and all of that,
Absolutely.
Those can be kind of tough, I'm sure, especially for, being a bakery too.
Oh, without a doubt, and that stuff, thankfully we've got one of our team members that's been with us about 20 years now.
Mm-hmm.
She's a little bit more with it when it comes to the technology than I am. I think my age is starting to show just a little bit. The POS systems, it makes it so nice because all the reports are right there. You can see exactly what you're selling. But on the back end of those, I'm thankful that I got her because I'm lost.
Right. No, and that's really honestly kind of how I am with Mike upstairs. If I didn't have Mike, I don't know how I'd be doing the show.
Man, we work with Mike. So I call Kelly, which does a lot of our website stuff and that, through you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think her and Mike are probably about best friends right now because I call Kelly my IT person and Kelly calls Mike her IT person. So
that's awesome, man. Well, and it seems like it really is. You guys have become just such, that staple, obviously, for the decades and the generations that have known you. But the way you collaborate with the other businesses and organizations, it's really cool to see just from, a community perspective also.
Yeah, well, I think that it goes a long way in the community. When you can work together, we did a little collaboration on April Fool's Day with the Cookie Factory, where Cookie Factory employees wore Duke Bakery shirts, Duke Bakery employees wore Cookie Factory shirts, and, it's fun. And if we all just kind of work together, I think we all will move ahead a lot quicker.
Well, and, take me through your, 20, 25 years of being, over there. How have you kind of grown into the role and learned along the way?
Oh, man, I tell you what. I mean, going back when I first came on at the bakery, I actually went to college for law enforcement, and kind of got into the bakery on a whim because we had a baker that had worked there for 47 years, passed away unexpectedly. And I just kind of started helping out. It was my in-laws' bakery.
Mm-hmm.
And, then I came on full-time in January of 2000. So it was just a different world then. Luckily, my father-in-law was very patient with me and taught me a lot up through the years. And but the business that we're running today is so different than the business that we were running 25 years ago, just for the fact of trends, the technology, we've got, we're much larger now than we were then as far as staff size. So there's a lot more management now of just people. The 2 stores were about 50 employees, where I think at that time we were about 15.
Right.
So, it's just a lot different. You're trying to play that mix of a businessman and HR and baker and maintenance man and delivery driver. It's all combined into one.
Well, and that's, I think, so interesting too, because for multiple people in the public, it's not us thinking about your employee size, because for us, I think of it, just with the people in the store, just because we just go as family,
Right.
And that's what I, and so whenever you're managing 50 people, though, what are some of the challenges that come into that, man? Because I can only imagine, especially with deliveries, you're going to multiple locations because you guys deliver all over the place. Is that one of the hardest things to manage?
Logistics is definitely a challenge. It's a challenge finding good people that are willing to work a night shift.
Gotcha.
And that is probably the most challenging positions to fill are those night shift positions. It's there's a lot of personality, you know, and that's probably the most difficult thing to manage as far as people. But at the same time, you know, I mean, we are so fortunate with the staff that we have, because so many of them have been around a long time now. You know, 2 of our managers that have been with us for a long time. One just celebrated her 20th year with us. The other one celebrated 18 years with us. And I kind of feel like those 2 especially, I kind of grew up with them, because when they came in, I'd only been at the bakery, you know, 5-6 years at that point. Mm-hmm. I was still pretty green and learning. So I kind of feel like we all kind of came up the ropes together. So you definitely have that family vibe. You know, we've watched their kids grow up, and they've watched my kids grow up. So, and then we've got some really good employees. I got a really good baker that's been with me about 5 or 6 years now. And, you know, she had a lot of experience when she came on board with us, and she's been a huge asset.
Well, and honestly, as a testament, though, when you have people working for 20, you know, plus years or close to it, and then even 5, 6, 7 years, I mean, that's really impressive, especially in today's climate with employment.
Right. Well, without a doubt, you know, they'll joke around and say that, you know, it's like a Stockholm syndrome type thing, that they just can't leave. But I think we do. We have a good time. I think we enjoy each other as much as we may get on one another's nerves at times. You know?
Well, and it's really cool, too, that you guys can say that you've been a part of so many people's childhoods in so many different ways, whether it's going into the store with your parents or grandparents, or even just working there during the summer, or however that, you know, works out. It really does seem like you guys have been able to touch so many different lives.
You know, and it's neat hearing the stories, because you'll hear people come in that are, you know, in their 60s, and they'll talk about my wife's grandfather that used to give them donut holes when they were a kid, and that goes back into the 50s when they were little kids, you know, and then you just have that generational where now you've got 3rd and 4th generation families that are coming in. We've had several group of employees that are 3rd generation, where we had grandma that worked there, mom that worked there, and now, you know, their kids.
Wow.
So it's kind of neat to see that.
When have you gotten to the point where you're starting to feel like you're getting to be the older generation yet? Whenever customers are walking in, are you at that point?
I'm feeling like I'm starting to get to be the older one.
That's what I'm saying.
Block. Yeah, without a doubt. And you know, just seeing your kids, you know, go off to college makes you feel old, you know. But I think the thing that really makes me feel old is like in the baking community here in the St. Louis area. At one time, there was over 400 independent retail bakeries in the St. Louis
Really?
market. Yeah, and now there's less than 20 to 30.
Wow.
So it's a dwindling market, and you know, when I came on board, I was the young guy, and there was guys that I looked up to that kind of mentored me that I could reach out to if I had a question, and these guys are all retiring. Or, you know, they're passing away, and now all of a sudden I look around and I'm that old guy. I'm that guy that the other bakers are calling to ask, you know, hey, what do you do when this happens? Have you ever had this issue before? And so, yeah, I'm definitely getting to be the old guy on the block, I guess.
To me, it's just seeing the different, you know, generations, especially like 20 years is what I'm thinking is, man, if someone was like, you know, 15 or 16 coming in there, they have a kid, well, all of a sudden, especially 20 years, who knows, they could have a grandchild by then.
Well, you know, and that's really hit home. Like at our Granite City store, we opened up Granite City in 2006.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So 19 years ago. And now, you know, I remember when we opened up there, seeing these kids come in from the high school and the middle school that's right across the street. Now they're coming in and they're bringing their kids, and their kids are in the high school or middle school. And it's like, how have we been open that long, you know, that we're seeing this generational thing happen here?
Well, you hit on something really, I mean, when you go from 400 to 30, I mean, that's not just, you know, people having bad luck. That's a nasty trend.
It is.
What do you kind of attribute your guys' longevity to?
Loyal customers, number one.
Yeah.
You know, just... to be able to operate that business in this town on the same street corner for 74 years is a testament not to us, it's a testament to the community,
right?
Because they're the ones that have stood behind us. So I think it all lies in the customers and the community more than it does in anything that we have done.
100%. You have a moment to stick around?
Yeah, absolutely.
We got to pay a quick bill. We'll come back with more Daily Show on this Tuesday morning. RiverBender.com, Roku TV, more next.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank. The local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Hey, that's why they call me bad company, and I can deny.
Welcome back, Daily Show on a Tuesday morning. Allergies, sinuses, they ain't getting me down, Ben.
I can hear you sniffling.
We're talking all thing Duke Bakery, and that's one thing we were talking about during the break that I think we can talk. It's not Duke's.
Correct. the technical name, if you look at the corporate documents that are filed within the state of Illinois, it's Duke Bakery. But, over the years, Duke's has kind of become the call sign.
Yeah.
And we've embraced it. And so, it's funny because we never put Dukes on any, like the advertising or anything. But now we've kind of embraced that term a little bit, and we'll throw the apostrophe S on there for, certain things.
You got to listen to the people.
That's right. That's right. If they want to change the name, let them change the name.
Your merchandise is pretty good, too.
Thank you.
I'm liking it all, man.
Awesome.
Well, and now what's your most highly sought after donut?
Glazed.
Really, still?
Yeah, 10 to 1.
No kidding.
10 to 1. Maybe more than that even. Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, glazed is definitely the staple.
Well, and has your recipe ever changed or has always remained constant?
The only time that we really ever saw a change was about probably 6 or 7 years ago. There was a trans fat ban that came. That was a federal regulation where they changed all the shortenings across the board. So all of the products, pretty much anything that you make had some sort of change there, and some were affected minor, and some were pretty major effects that we had to really reformulate some of the recipes.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was a really tough, probably 12-month period of time where we had to take some things out of production for a while until we could really figure it out and work with suppliers and distributors and manufacturers to try to figure out what shortenings might work, what adjustments we can make to offset things. But that's pretty much the only change that has ever happened, and that was not a change on our part that we wanted. It actually made our life extremely difficult.
Well, and especially too, you aren't a newer bakery, so people have come to know exactly what those things taste
absolutely.
like.
Absolutely. So yeah, it's tough when we had people notice, in certain things, and there's some things that have changed, and I don't want to say if it's changed for the better or for the worse. It's just a little different, and unfortunately, it'll just never quite be the same again.
It's so fascinating, though. I didn't realize that's something you have to take into account. Though.
Yeah, you're kind of at the liberty sometimes of whether it's manufacturers or federal regulations or what guidelines are put forth by other institutions that change your business.
Do you have any old school methods that you still carry over to the new, like, I'm sure you have new equipment and everything, but
most of the equipment has been updated at this point. We're still running several pieces of equipment from the 60s.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Wow.
our big oven that we do like bread and buns in, that oven, that'll bake 140 loaves of bread at one time. It'll bake 105 pies at one time. It's our big one. That oven was put in 1966. We had it rebuilt during COVID, and we had to have it rebuilt by a company out of Chicago where they came down and they worked through the night, tore the oven down, rebuilt it, all new bushings and bearings, and put it all back together. But when you walk through the back of that bakery, not a whole lot has changed since probably the 60s. It is a little bigger now. We have put on some additions, and it's the actual production area is probably close to doubled in size in the last 15 to 20 years. But the main part of the production area in the back is pretty close to the same as it was 50 years ago.
Man, that's wild. See, I would have expected you to say, "Oh no, we got it all new."
No,
I like it.
No,
I like it a lot.
A lot of that stuff, a lot of that equipment is so expensive that if you can rebuild it, it's cheaper to pay the company to come down from Chicago and rebuild it than it is to buy a new one.
That's so cool though to know like their employees have a chance to, especially like you said, if their grandparents work there, that they're working with the same stuff. That's cool.
Stuff. Yeah.
What's your favorite part about being at the bakery? If it is one of those kind of softball questions, but I find it so fascinating too.
People, by far.
Really?
People, yeah. I can talk with the best of them, but I like talking to the customers, the employees. Like I like the people.
That's awesome.
Not saying that I don't love the job and love working in production or that, but the people is top for me. What are some of the older menu items? Because I know you were talking about that earlier, just going back to that you guys have kind of transitioned away from along the way. Well, glazed donuts that we just talked about, that's one of the big staples. Vienna bread will never go away. The Vienna bread is one of our staple items. You can get that at a lot of restaurants here in town, serve our Vienna bread on their menu. But we're seeing trends change to smaller, more individual items now. Families used to be a whole lot bigger. You're selling less what we would call like a pastry stolen, which serves 8 to 12 people. Well, you don't have a whole lot of families that are 8 to 12 people anymore. Right. So we're seeing things downsize. We're seeing more individual brownies, fruit tarts. Wow. Things that are more individual servings. That's interesting. Yeah. Is there one item that you guys had like when you first started that you always think about bringing back, or you're like, man, I'm glad that we don't do that anymore? Some of them are a mixture of both feelings. Chicago cheese slices is one item that I love. It used to be a staple item. We saw sales kind of fall off on it over the years. But it's one of those things now, we bring it back 3-4 times a year. When we bring it back, it's a huge hit. We sell out, and then we just let it go away for 4, 5, 6 months, and then we'll bring it back. And it's a phenomenal item. It's a little thin cheesecake. We sell it in slices. It's got a sour cream topping on it. It's just a really good item. But it's one of those items, it's a pain to make. Yeah. And I'm grateful that we don't make it more than 3-4 times a year. But I'm also really excited when we make it because I'll eat a couple of those myself. That's really cool, man. Yeah. What's the most time-consuming day-to-day item that's on your guys' menu? Donuts probably require the most time. And it's always funny because somebody will come in the afternoon and you'll be out of donuts and they'll be like, well, can't you just go back and make me one? Yeah. And it's like, well, you don't quite understand. When we make a batch of donuts, we make them in a batch of 75 dozen at a time. And it takes about 3 hours from start to finish on one batch. So it's not a quick item. So the donuts are definitely the most time consuming, but it's probably because it's also the highest volume item that we make on a day-to-day basis. When do you stop producing in the morning? So it depends on what day of the week, of course. Donuts usually start between 1 and 2 a.m. and depending on the day of the week, they'll go till 9 a.m. on a busy day, something like that. And then we're done with donut production. But at the same time that we're doing donuts, we've got bread in the proof box or in the oven. We're topping Danish, and getting that stuff baked off. So it's kind of an overlap of all the items. You can't really just work on one item, start to finish, and then move to the next. You got to overlap. Otherwise, we would never get out of there. Well, and it just shows how efficient your kitchen has to be, though, because if you have one hiccup one day, that could lead to a big... Absolutely, it can. And it happens, man. Can I just give you a flashback? Oh, man, you'll be in the middle of something and down, mixer will go down, or all of a sudden an oven stops firing, and it's like, and now you've got 140 loaves of bread in the proof box ready to go in the oven, and your oven just went down. I mean, that stuff has happened over the years. We've had power outages where all of a sudden the power goes out and you're in the middle of working, and you got all this stuff in the mix, and it's like, okay, what can we save and what are we going to have to get rid of?
I didn't even think about that.
So, yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask you, during COVID, did you guys still do pretty well with like online order? Did you already have online ordering there? Did you adapt
I don't
to that?
think we did not have online ordering at that time. We kind of transitioned during that time and started servicing out of the windows on the patio.
Right.
So we shut down the actual storefront, but we had walk-up service. We limited our menu a little bit. We didn't have a complete offering like we do if you were walking today.
I'm sure, yeah.
But I think during that time period, we might have done a little bit of like Uber Eats or, some of those delivery options. But our online ordering didn't really get going until about 2 years ago. So it would have been after COVID.
Interesting.
Would have definitely been nice to have at that time, though.
Well, and see, that's what I was going to ask you, because I remember just thinking while, just going back a couple of years, people were, it seemed like cakes and stuff were kind of a one of those things just to kind of thinking about your gift,
Yeah, absolutely. And during COVID, fortunately, it did not... It did not really negatively affect our business.
That's good. That's what I was curious about.
It was, I think it was one of those things. You were so limited to what you could do that people perceived the bakery as still being kind of that family outing. Hey, man, we can't go to the movies or we can't go to the store and walk around, but we can go to the bakery on Saturday morning and get donuts. Absolutely. Yeah, it was the one thing that they did not have to change their routine for.
And it seems like just going into the family side of things, your guys' relationship with Middletown is something that's never going to be replicated, I don't think. I mean, it's such a cool thing.
It's, I always say, especially at Christmas time.
For sure.
It's such a Norman Rockwell feeling.
For sure, man.
It's almost fairy tale feeling on Christmas Eve. We walked around on Christmas Eve this year, and we lived just up the street from the bakery. But walking down Henry Street with all the luminaries.
Oh, yeah, that's the coolest thing.
It's just so neat. It's like, what town do you see, what neighborhood do you see that does this? Where all the neighbors, it's a lot of effort on a couple neighbors, especially because they organize the whole thing, but a lot of effort on a lot of the neighbors, because there's block captains that put all that out and set them all up, and it's just really cool, Yeah. And I think Lucy Haskell's Playhouse there kind of keeps the Middletown neighborhood anchored.
Sure.
Yeah, it's really just a cool neighborhood. And if there's people out there that haven't experienced that Christmas Eve on in Middletown on Henry Street, take a drive on Christmas Eve, bring the family out, because it is well worth seeing.
100%. Well, and on top of those relationships too, the North Alton Godfrey Business Council, which is the North Alton Godfrey Business Council Spotlight, I think I forgot to mention that earlier, is really a big advocate, of course, for these partnerships. And take me through your relationship with Zeke and the council.
Well, it's fairly a new relationship for the most part. Zeke and I have worked on some other projects here in the last few months, coming up into the election time and all. But I'm really impressed with Zeke and his passion for this community, for the Alton and Godfrey both. Just trying to bring the two together, unifying everyone, and all moving towards a common goal, which is to grow these areas, to grow the Alton Godfrey area, and to see businesses prosper.
100%.
So, I'm really, after really getting to know Zeke the last 6 months or so, I'm really impressed with him.
That's really cool. And before I let you go, I would be remiss to not mention Mike's AI system. He told me to mention that today. Your chatbot's pretty cool on the website.
It is very cool. Did Mike share any of the stories with you on the AI?
No.
So it's, we can get in the back end and we can read some of the conversations. And we had to have that AI reeled in just a bit on a couple conversations. Because it would, I think somebody had contacted us on the website and the AI was answering the question, and it was like a 20-minute long conversation between this lady and the AI bot. So yeah, it's a very cool and kind of eerie feeling when you see that a computer is answering some questions. But to make it clear, we do answer. If you go into our website and you go to the contact us form, we are answering that. Now, if you have a general question, you type it in that little box. AI might give you an answer on that.
That's what it's for.
But yes, we are not relying on AI to answer all of our questions at Duke Bakery.
There you go. Good. That's a good disclaimer. But it's great talking to you. And
Same here.
Do you have anything special coming down the pipeline for Mother's Day at Duke Bakery? Or
Man, it's a big cookie and cake time of year.
Yeah.
So, go to our website, www.dukebakeryinc.com.
Oh, look at that.
And look at that, right? RiverBender does a great job helping us manage that.
I have a book of everything written down for me on purpose, Ben. I can't remember anything, let alone a website.
So, yeah, between that and our Facebook page, you'll be able to see what we're promoting with Mother's Day coming up. We got graduation season that we're in the midst of, too, and I guess the next thing that we're really pumped up working towards is our 75th anniversary, which will be next year.
That's really cool.
So,
do you guys have any early ideas?
Not yet. We're working on it. We're kind of in the midst of what we're going to do, but we do have some plans of some year-long celebrations next year.
That'd be really cool.
We celebrated the 50th in 2001, and I figure that this might be the last big monumental one that I'm able to really take part in,
Yeah.
I mean, when you start looking at your age and everything, who knows where we'll be in another 25 years, but I don't want to miss out on making the 75th one of the best celebrations possible.
Really cool. And, fill us in on it along the way. We'd
Absolutely.
love to be a part of the ride. And then hopefully next time you see me, my sinuses and allergies or whatever the hell is going on with me today is figured out,
Well, go take a Claritin and,
Pop a Claritin.
We'll see how you did.
We'll take a quick break. More Daily Show on this Tuesday morning comes back to you next on Roku and Riverbender.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com. Nasello on RiverBender.com.
You wanna stay out with your fancy friends? I'm telling you, it's gotta be the end. Don't bring me down.
10:11. Welcome back. Daily Show. My voice hanging on. Calvary Baptist Church and Calvary Christian School in the studio. May the Lord be with you, and trivia night coming up just in a couple of weeks. How's everybody doing?
Doing well.
Great.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Well, and honestly, we were just talking off the air, and the school is growing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we finished with we had 28 students enrolled this first year, and we're enrolling new students for next year. And we've got a couple of our learning levels that only have a few spots left for next year. So
wow.
Yeah, so it's going well, and it's been a lot of fun.
How's the environment out there? How's the learning been going?
It's been great. Our students have done a fantastic job. We've got just a few weeks left, so they're starting to review for finals and getting ready for that. Our last day is on May 23rd, so they're prepping for that. But it's been great.
Really cool. And Mike, we were talking too. May the Lord be with you, because May 4th, obviously, May the 4th be with you. And people are going to Vegas and getting married by Yoda.
No, I didn't.
Did you know that?
Not
Yeah,
surprising.
you can do it for like $750, or you can get like Darth Vader or something.
I do know that in 2001, this was 20-something years ago, that I think it was 100,000 people in England identified their religion as Jedi.
Wow.
And that was 20 years ago. I'd be interested. It was really interesting. And I'd be interested in knowing what that is today.
Well, May the 4th be with them, I guess. I don't know how to decide.
Very interesting, the fact that whole, Star Wars culture, if you go to those Comic Cons, I mean, it is a serious...
So when I was at KTRS, they had there was a couple of conventions because of just where Westport is, and man, people get into that stuff.
Yeah.
They do.
I mean, that outfit costs more than my house payment.
Well, we'll be making lightsabers Sunday night. Our revival services actually start this Sunday.
Oh, cool.
Sunday morning, and then Sunday night at 6 o'clock. So something for the kids and students to do at 5 o'clock is we're going to do the May the Lord Be With You with preschool and kids.
This
we're
is
going to make
cool.
lightsabers, and we're going to talk about how, God is with you wherever you go. The forest is something that we kind of created as people, to kind of create something awesome. But the great news we want to tell kids is that God is real, and He sent Jesus because He loves them. We'll make lightsabers, and we'll do some stage combat things and have some fun. But
that's cool.
What we want them to walk away with is knowing is that God is real and He loves them. And then the students, our teenagers, will be having a time out at the pavilion. They'll be having something called Food O'Clock at 5 o'clock to get some food before the revival services kick off at 6 o'clock.
That's really cool. What are the ages for the May the Lord Be With You?
Yeah, so that's preschool all the way up to 5th grade.
Oh, cool.
And then students are from 6th grade up to 12th grade. It starts at 5 o'clock.
Wonderful. And then the revival, take us through that real quick.
Yeah, so revival services, they start at 10:30 Sunday morning. Dr. Bob Pittman's going to be with us again this year, and just a great time of encouragement.
Yeah. Dr. Pittman's been with us. I think this is maybe the 4th year in a row now. He's an evangelist from down in Alabama, and just does a fantastic job. And like Mike said, he'll be with us on Sunday morning at 10:30. Sunday night at 6 o'clock, and then he'll be doing some 10:30 a.m. morning services.
Wow.
During the week, Monday through Wednesday. So he comes in, we sing, and he preaches, and we have lunch together, and so yeah, that'll be coming up this week. But Dr. Pittman does a great job.
That'll be really cool.
Yeah.
And then coming up on May the 16th, that's my sister's birthday.
Oh, okay.
I remember, and you didn't get me nothing for mine. I'm just throwing that out there on the air today. Trivia night and a silent auction at 7 p.m. at Calvary Baptist Church Gym. $20 a person, $160 per table. And Dave, are you going to be the master of ceremonies?
I am, and I'd be happy to mention your sister's name again that night if I think of it, but I won't. So.
Well, and now take us through what type of trivia we're going to be.
It's all kinds of stuff. We're doing 7 rounds this year. We're doing a little shorter. We did a trivia night last year for the school, and it was 10 rounds, and we had a good time. But I thought, 7 rounds kind of keep the evening moving a little bit. Just some random categories. But one category that's going to be really fun is we asked the students from the school to submit 10 questions based on their curriculum.
Oh, wow.
So I'm calling this round, Are You Smarter Than a Calvary Christian School Student? And when they sent me the questions, I can testify that I am not smarter than a Calvary Christian school
I was going to
student.
say, I can never do that. That would just set me up for failure.
Yeah. I'm glad they sent me the answers. But, I might have been able to get some of them, but but that'll be fun that'll give everybody there an idea what the kids are learning, with the classical education and whatnot. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're doing a silent auction as well. But we'll keep the evening moving, and we're raising funds for a playground at the school. We're doing
Really
a specific thing. Maybe Wade can address a little bit about what that's all about with the playground. So.
Yeah, we've been working with some designers and getting some options for a playground on our campus, and we'll have one of the fun things we'll do that night. We'll be revealing a couple of different options of the mock-ups, so we'll let everybody see the 3D pics of what the playground's going to look like, and there's a couple of different color options, and so people that come to the trivia night that night will actually get to vote. They'll actually get to determine what the color of the playground's going to be, and they'll get to participate in that. And so all the funds that we make from the auction and the trivia night that night will go to help us put that playground up on our campus. We're looking forward to that.
That's really cool. And do you have one there now currently?
No, we don't.
Oh.
And this will be this will be like what you'd see at Glazebrook or Gordon Moore. I mean, it'll be a big playground facility, so we're looking forward to it.
That's really cool. Well, how much money can we raise that night with the silent auction? What type of prizes are we winning?
We've got Chad and Meredith Woodman on Woodman Collision Center. They're members of our church. They work with us in the school. They're helping us with the silent auction, so they've got all kinds of great things lined up. Actually, I texted Chad last night and I said, "Tell me some of the things that you've got." And, I know there's golf packages and Cardinal tickets.
Oh wow!
Blackstone electric mowers. They've got lots of really really good stuff for the silent auction.
I might have to miss my sister's birthday.
It'll be there'll be some good stuff at the auction for sure.
This is really cool. Now, is it all in person? Do you have any online auctions set up?
The auction will all be in person.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. That seems, well, she's in Kansas. I don't have to drive down. I can do this. I think I can be there on the 16th. I'll just FaceTime her while I'm there carrying off a Blackstone.
There you go.
You could really get her a nice gift.
That's really true.
Very true.
I won you this golf package, but I don't play golf, That's where I come in. So what I think's really cool is just to hear how the school's coming along, because, I mean, it's kind of been fun to be along from the start of this kind of, this inception. And would you see you guys doing more of these type of community events for Calvary Christian? I know you do trivia nights and a couple of other things. Are you looking to add more?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of our fundraising, one of the things we said early on, we know sometimes that parents can be beat to death with that in schools, private schools in particular.
Oh, for sure.
So we try to keep that pretty minimal in terms of that sort of thing.
That makes sense
on a fundraising perspective, but. Anything that we're able to do in the future to get the community involved and finding out more about the school, we're always looking for opportunities to do that.
And that's what I just think's cool, because you're doing it in a way that really is inviting and welcoming to say,
Absolutely.
hey, here's who we are and here's what we can offer you and your prospective, student too.
Yes, and that'll be a part of that night as well. We'll have some time built in just for maybe some of our students to share, or just to give a little bit more about the school.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about raising money, but we want people to come and be able to learn about what we're doing and what we offer, because obviously we believe in it, and
right.
And so we want as many folks in the community to know about what we're doing.
Can you buy mulligans?
We're going to supply them.
I was going to say there will be mulligans. Yes.
Yeah. Each table will have a supply of mulligans, one mulligan per round. And I will say that to people who are thinking about coming, if you don't think you're good at trivia, that's the worst reason not to come to a trivia night.
Right.
The trivia is the least important part.
Right.
It really is.
Right.
And I hate to say that because I'm pretty competitive. If I was playing, I'd want to win. But a lot of people aren't that way. And it's like, by Sunday, when we all gather for church that Sunday, nobody's going to remember who won.
No.
But they're going to remember all the fun they had and the money that we raised for the playground. That's the main thing. And everything they learn about the school. The actual trivia will come and go. Because it is trivial. So, but it's a fun way to get people together. And of course, they can bring their own food. They can fellowship with their friends and other people and just have a great time. And that's the main thing. So every time somebody says, "Oh, I'm not that good at trivia," I said, that's no reason not to come. You still ought to come and support the school.
100%, and really just to continuously watch it grow too would be such a cool thing, especially with how early on in the journey we are. You can really say that you were there from the ground up. And Mike, going back to the 4th, may the Lord be with you, and then going into the teens activities and then the revival. What are you hoping families take out of this? If they're able to stop by and learn a little bit more of what Calvary Baptist has to offer.
A lot of times people just wake up automatically stressed. I don't know about you, but sometimes there's just times where you wake up and you just feel the weight of the day or the week or the year. And we want people to come to revival services and just be encouraged and reminded that there is a God that loves them and wants to have a personal relationship with them. And we hope kids that walk away with that as well, that there's a personal God, not just a force. There's not a force, but that force that people are looking for is a personal God, and his name's Jesus.
That's really cool.
And then at VBS this summer, we're going to be talking about the same thing. The theme's going to be magnified. It's going to be about how finding the greatness of God in the smallest of things, whether that's bugs. Our family just got through watching Honey, I Shrunk the Kids classic.
Have you ever seen A Bug's Life 2? That makes me cry. That's a tough one. That's a tearjerker.
Yeah. And often you don't think about those things, like the smallest of things God still cares about and he takes care of.
Well, and it's such great lessons, too, for, a child or any youth to truly understand and appreciate. Because, I mean, how many times do you see children that really haven't, had that empathetic approach and really had that moral compass that's faith-based, and it's not a slight on them or anybody. It's just the way the journey is in life and how long it takes you to get there for some people. But when you start to really think about those things and the causes and effects and really who we are internally, it's a really interesting thing to see the children kind of go through and their personalities change.
That's a good point, CJ. I think about that sometimes. Like sometimes we forget how big everything is when we're small.
Right.
Remember, you go back to your school and you're like, this is a lot smaller than I remember the school being. But kids are always looking up, and God cares about them no matter how small they are.
Yeah. It's really cool.
Yeah, that is June 9th through the 13th from 9 to noon. You can go on our website and register for that, and we'll have plenty of materials out there for people to register at.
Anything else coming down the pipeline?
We have our music camp as well.
Oh, okay.
And that's going to be in July as well, July 21st to the 24th. And again, that's going to be a time where kids can come and learn scripture songs, songs that move. They're going to be burning calories. So it's going to be a fun week for preschool, 3s and 4s, all the way up to 5th grade as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I would just say from the school perspective, CJ, I would just encourage folks to check out our website, CalvaryChristianAlton.com. We just completed a new promotional video for the school. It's on our website on the front page there, and it's about a 5-minute video that just shares a lot about. You can actually see our kids and see the facility and see them having fun, and it shares a lot about our school and what we're all about, and they can find out anything they want to know about the school there. And set up an interview to come in and talk to us if they're thinking about, maybe being interested in enrolling, or at least just starting that conversation, asking questions. They can do that there. And so, we'd love to have folks check it out.
When does enrollment end for you all?
It won't.
Oh, okay.
We'll take students all. Now we have a capacity. Obviously, we have a couple of our levels, like our kindergarten, first grade level. We've only got about 5 spots left.
Wow.
For next year. Our 4th and 5th grade level, we've only got about 3 spots left. So some of our levels are close to getting to that.
It's incredible. It's really good
to where we'll be full for those levels, but we'll assuming we've got a spot, we'll take students all throughout the summer.
Well, and seriously, anytime you want to come back on and fill us in on as we get closer to the other summer events, and then also anything going on with the school, you're always more than welcome to do so.
That's great, man. We appreciate it.
Before we take a quick break, there has been a National Weather Service alert. The severe thunderstorm watch has just been issued for 10/23.
Car accident at the ER. They gave me a prescription of hydrocodone, and over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car. I have a job. There's nothing holding me back anymore.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back, 10:01, Tuesday morning. Alton Main Street. We were just talking about a tsunami is the proper term.
Here comes event season. Yes, sir.
Sarah, how's life treating you?
Pretty good, actually.
Well, honestly, it's so cool because we've been having so many people that are, vendors at the farmers market that are just kind of gearing up, and to hear their preparations is really exciting too.
It really is. It sounds cliche, but we really are a big family down there. We miss each other in the off season so much. So during the whole month leading up to it, the emails or messages are all flying. Everybody's really excited, making new products for the year, and it's just really a cool thing.
You guys developed something really special though down there on the riverfront. For real though, when it comes to the Artisan and Farmers Market, I mean that's really become such a big one around the region.
Well, thanks so much. Yeah, we maxed out at I think 163 vendors on a Saturday last year, which is the biggest it's ever been. When we, I've been around for 19 years now, and when we first, got going, it was just maybe 10 vendors in a tiny little parking lot, and we kept outgrowing the space we were in over and over and moving to a bigger location. And now we're about in the biggest parking lot in the entire district, and we are filling that up too. So
it's really cool. And that's such a great look though in the morning when you're getting in and out of Alton and making your trips in the summer. And it's really just a great thing. And what I like is how you vet your vendors too, because no matter what, I mean, everyone that's coming in is really just the perfect fit for what your guys' mission is.
Yeah, we are truly a farmers and artisans market. Everything sold has to be handmade or homegrown by the person operating the booth. So no reselling or wholesaling. It's all, you get to talk to the person who made or grew exactly what you're buying.
And also, you guys have your refreshed and new logo, which is awesome.
Thank you so much. That was, people hear like rebranding and strategic planning and they think it sounds boring, but my gosh, it was fun for me. I absolutely loved it.
So there was a lot of touches to all of the districts really incorporated into the thought of this.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a couple of great graphic designers on our board of directors, which really led the whole process. So thanks to Lisa and Jacob for guiding us through this whole thing. But they did such a good job of, really understanding the culture of the district. And we really love the way it turned out.
It really is cool. And, when does the farmers market start?
We always get going on Mother's Day weekend. So that is Saturday, May 10th this year, this weekend.
Okay. All right, we're moving. It's wild to me. It's Easter being pushed back as late as it was, I think, threw off my summer vibe already. You know?
Absolutely, yeah.
So, and there's a lot of really good stuff planned within the farmers market. I know you do like the dog carnival once a year and have really cool specialty events. When you kick it off, what's it look like?
Yeah, we've got something special going on each week of the 24-week season.
Wow.
And on Mother's Day weekend, you can come down and make a DIY letterpress Mother's Day card for your mom.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know about your mom, but my mom would rather have a homemade card than anything else, any other gift on the planet. So come down that morning and you can make one for free right there at our information booth. And we've also got live music from the Alton High School Jazz Combo. So that'll be cool.
They're really good. They are really good.
Are.
Have you heard? They were at the Jazz and Wine Festival playing last year. It was awesome.
Very cool.
Kind of made me jealous.
Young
though.
kids are talented.
Yeah, made me jealous though. So every Saturday it's 8 to noon.
8 a.m. until noon every Saturday through October 18th.
And what are some of the FAQs when it comes to parking? Because I mean, jokes aside, you guys have really become such a prominent place to be. It seems like parking could be challenging for folks, or maybe for folks that have never gone before.
Yeah, well, it is a little bit at a premium, but but like I said, we're at the biggest parking lot in the
You can't
district.
get
So
any
at
bigger,
this
yeah.
point, it is what it is. I would recommend get there early for sure, or always just take another loop around. Somebody's always coming and going. People are only there for a half hour to an hour, so they're always turning over real quickly. But honestly, we have a lot of people now that are starting to park across
That's
Henry,
what I would
where
do.
Great
Yeah.
Central Lumber is, and even down at the amphitheater parking lots. It's a nice stroll, right there. Walk on the riverfront, and as long as you're not carrying a huge watermelon or something like that, just carry your bags back to your car.
Or you get a wagon.
That has definitely been a key for a lot of people, especially if you have kids or dogs. I have a lot of people that just pull all of their gear right
Do
in.
they really?
Yes. A lot of people, too, from the Middletown area are just walking across the pedestrian bridge and coming down to visit.
See, now
and then
that's what I
walking
would
home.
do.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I would do, is do the pedestrian bridge and walk on back. Now, when it comes to going in, you guys tank leak, don't you?
We what?
Do you take link at the farmer's market?
yeah, we sure
That's what I
do.
wanted to make sure of. And then, is there any other just kind of FAQs for the public to know about that we need to refresh them on before we start talking about specialty days?
Well, definitely, we would love to get the word out more about the link and SNAP that's
Because
formerly
that's a
known as
big
food
deal.
stamps.
Yeah.
It is a big deal. Yeah, we've accepted SNAP for, about 15 years now. And for about the past 10 years, we've gotten a grant to double the buying power of SNAP dollars. So all you have to do is come down to the info booth and swipe your card. Let us know how much you would like to spend. If you say, I probably want to spend about, $50 today, you swipe 25 and we give you 50 off of your
Wow.
benefits. So yeah, it's a really great program to get, fresh, healthy food on people's plates.
Well, and it's really such a need, too, because, that healthy option seems like such a far stretch away for so many people. So to have that is it's really nice.
Oh, absolutely. When people's grocery budget is stretched, usually the first thing that gets cut is fresh fruits and veggies.
Yeah.
So we would like to change that.
Schnucks is getting ready to add Rocket Mortgage lines to all the checkouts, so that way you can refinance on the way. So, with that being said, one of my favorite events, which I am now calling a staple event, is the pub crawl.
Oh,
I am
great.
telling you, it's so full, and I think it's so cool to see all the folks out there with their dogs, and it seems like every one of them, all the dogs act better than the people.
Oh gosh, yeah, we have some well-behaved dogs down there for sure. That actually came out of a public survey that we did about 5 years
Did
ago.
you really?
People
Wow.
were mentioning over and over in their responses that they would like more things to go do out on the town with their pets, and that is how two of our events came to be. The Pup Crawl, that's happening on May 31st this year. We've got, I believe, 18 or 19 stops where you can go and take your pet around, all pet-friendly patios, and also, we have a regular traditional pub crawl route with about 10 different taverns and bars and restaurants, but we also have a family-friendly route because we have a half a dozen different retailers and Jacoby Art Center and Riverbend Yoga. All of these establishments are opening their doors to pets that day. So you can start at the farmer's market and take the whole family and your fuzzy friend all around the district to visit all these stops. And then we've also got the Canine Carnival that happens at the farmer's market. And
Is that the same day?
That is going to be on October 4th
That's
this
what I
year.
thought it was in the fall.
Yeah, we try to get them on the beginning and end of the season so it's not too hot outside for the dog paws on the concrete and everything,
Really cool. I love Jacoby's just right down the road now.
Oh, it is so cool to have them move to the 3rd and State area. Yeah, they're really bringing a lot of life to the district already, and they haven't even officially gotten their doors open yet. The buzz is real.
Have you been inside yet to take a look?
I've been peeking in the windows almost every day. It is amazing the transformation they've made in there.
Well, and now, it really does something to really tie in this district a little bit more. I mean, I love Jacoby obviously being in their spot, but it's really nice to have them right here down the road. Maybe it's because I'm, selfish. I don't know.
It's a stone's throw from you now, right?
No, whenever you're going through the setup of this, even though you guys are a well-oiled machine and you have a great board and volunteers and the whole 9 yards and staff, what do you guys kind of do prep-wise as you're in that kind of calm before the storm? Because once you hit go, you guys don't stop,
That is very true. Yeah, preseason is very important. We are a very organized, well-run machine. We love our spreadsheets, and we do have a whole fleet of volunteers who are helping us with all the footwork that needs to happen leading up to it. But yeah, vendor placement is where we're at right now. Farmer Bob is actually meeting me up in my office right after this to finalize the map of where every vendor should be, so we'll be able to post that before the weekend. So yeah, a lot of background, not the exciting stuff that happens behind the scenes. It's our job to make it look like it is easy breezy and effortless when it happens.
Well, and see, what I think's so cool, though, is you always do, I mean, no matter what, because it is hard to put on events like this when you're bringing all these different folks in together, but when it goes off, it always seems like you never really have a hiccup. Everyone just seems to have a really good time, and I mean, just like coming down the pipeline in June is the start of night markets again.
Yes, absolutely. We are just really good at pivoting. We just roll with it. Whatever happens, we are able to figure it out. We have enough connections anymore that, if things things always arise. Please don't get me wrong. But when something arises, we know how to figure it out in a jiff. So.
Just like, I mean, the new spot.
Yes, we are so excited about the new home of the
Man,
night market.
I'm getting all the love. You're right across the street now.
No kidding. Yeah, this is really going to be an epicenter of all the activity this summer. So we're super excited about it.
I love it, though, because night market really is one of my favorite things that you all do. I mean, it's so cool to hear the music and have the vendors and just the aesthetic of being in downtown at night and everyone kind of coming together with their families is such a cool thing.
For sure. And this is a good opportunity to, recognize and remind everyone that we don't throw these events and these parties just for the sake of partying.
Right.
We do these events to bring people into the downtown establishments. So right now we are talking to all of the restaurants and retailers. A lot of the shops are going to extend their hours on Thursday night and stay open all evening while night market is going. So we're going to be heavily promoting that. So yeah, it's just a great opportunity for us to just, have everybody rediscover downtown. Everybody usually has their favorite spot or two, but this is a perfect opportunity to check out the live music, check out all the artist booths, and make your round all the way around the 3rd and State area.
Well, and too, there's a lot of new downtown and a lot of updates and a lot of different things for folks that maybe haven't gone for a year or two.
That is so true. There's more retail every time I turn around. We've got new art galleries opening, clothes, kitchen stuff, juicery. There's all kinds of wonderful new stuff happening downtown.
I don't own the juicery, by the way. I've been.
Do you plug them a lot?
Yeah,
CJ's is great.
CJ's is a really
I bet you do get confused on that quite a bit.
Now, night market, when are they?
It's every Thursday night in June and July.
Wow.
We are going to take the 3rd off since that is the big fireworks extravaganza and everybody wants to be doing that with their friends and family. But it's 4 weeks in June and 4 weeks in July. Our live music schedule is on our website, so make sure to check out downtownalton.com/events, and that will tell you the dates and all the details for everything we're doing.
Well, and another thing that is so important is, like you said, you don't just put on parties and events for the public, you do things for the business owners too, like coming up as this e-commerce and marketing workshop.
Yeah, absolutely. We've really been trying to figure out how to, tap into the people who are getting it right and who are really skilled, and so they can mentor other businesses that are up and coming to help them. That is really the heart of what Main Street does. People don't really click all the time that, like the markets that we do. Each one of those tents is a small business.
Right.
We are looking to help them take their next step, whether that's to get into consigning somewhere or a cooperative arrangement somewhere, or eventually graduate to brick and mortar themselves. So, we have Madeline from Cocoa and Oak, who was an online retailer for, I think, 6 years before she even went brick and mortar. And she's got a wealth of experience. And she said, sure, I know about all the online shopping platforms. If anybody wants to get into e-commerce, let's just set something up so I can show them the ropes. So that is really generous of her to share her wisdom like that.
I love this. This is May the 13th, June 10th, and July the 8th, all at 5:30 p.m. And it's right at Cocoa and Oak, which is right next to Russ at Bossa Nova and Mac, and really becoming a nice corridor again. That's awesome.
Yep, we're excited.
What else is coming down the pipeline?
What else? Oh, we have our big car show coming up.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Sunday, June 8th this year. We're going to have that's the one day of the year anymore that we actually shut the street down to traffic.
Yeah.
So we're going to have the car show going from 8 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. We have been attracting over 200 classic cars, hot rods, motorcycles.
Every bit of that. Every bit of that.
Yeah, this year we actually requested to use Sugar Alley as well, where we're having night market for some of the spillover cars, because we would really hate to turn anyone away. A lot of people drive in from states away to come to this car show.
Are you serious?
So, yes, absolutely. Wow. We take everyone's registration info, and people are coming from Kentucky, Indiana, all over the place.
That's awesome. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, people go on a circuit to these car shows, and that's kind of like their life. Some of these retaillees, they just hit a whole circuit of them and then, make a loop and go back home. So it's really cool to have everybody come back together at the car show every year. And so we've got live music at that one from the Outlaw Opry. We've got a pinup contest, all kinds of great, vendors and food and things like that as well. So come out for the cars and stick around for all the rest of the fun.
Well, and also What's Up Downtown will be May 20th this month and year, I guess, at the RiverBender building, and really just a great way for the public to get information too.
Absolutely. If you've never checked out a What's Up Downtown, make a point to do that. It's just the energy in the room is on 11. It's everybody making great announcements, news, people sharing stuff right from the horse's mouth, so you don't have to read it second or third hand or hear it through the grapevine. It's the person that's doing it up there on stage telling you about what's happening, and great opportunity for people to just meet one another and network. We have a lot of downtown enthusiasts in this town.
Well, and honestly, it's just really cool to see the Main Street District thriving, and then really just some of the cooperation and collaboration you're doing with so many folks, around the Riverbend region at large too, and it just keeps growing and growing.
That is the exact thing that kind of came out of all of our strategic planning that we did over the summer is we would like to really settle into that role of being the convener.
Yeah.
We bring people together in social situations, in business situations, mentor relationships. I mean, that is really what we do, is we like to be the lightning rod that just kind of attracts everyone together.
Really cool. Sarah, thanks for stopping by, and please stop by before the next events start, because we got a lot more to talk about still.
Very true. Thank you for the coverage. We appreciate it.
Not a problem. 10:15, little bit of change. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with more Daily Show right after this on Riverbender.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you sing that song, and I got a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong.
Welcome back, Daily Show, hitting you in the nose. 10:19 is the time on this Tuesday morning, the 6th day of May. Bluff City Outdoors having their first ever Outdoors Fest, May the 30th through June the 1st. This is really cool.
Yeah, it was something that we've been thinking about for a few years and decided to go ahead and get it launched this year and get it started.
Well, and we were just talking, I mean, this has been an interesting spring, to say the least, when it comes just to fishing weather, you know?
It's been windy, very windy, cold, rainy. It's just, we haven't had that many nice, sunny, warm days with no wind.
Summer coming ahead, though.
Yeah,
just get ready.
It's coming up, yeah.
Well, and now at Bluff City, how are things looking right now? Is there anything new in the shop?
I mean, if you haven't been there in a while, I mean, we did, this is our 3rd year of having a full-blown archery pro shop and a shooting range in there for archery. And a nice 30-yard range, which is we're the only one in the area doing that. And, Yeah, and then tons of fishing stuff, and we've revamped that the last couple of years, so it's a lot better than it was a couple of years ago.
I was going to ask you about the archery range because I haven't had a chance to have you in the studio yet. When did you guys decide on doing that? Because I know it was a couple of years now, but was that something you've wanted to do for quite some time?
It actually was. It's something when I first bought the business back in 2003 that I was really considering it then, and then we kind of went a different route with some wholesale business and stuff, and then it was put on the back burner, and then COVID hit. It really blew up the fishing and outdoors activity sports. Everybody was getting out to fish, to hunt. Everybody was going outdoors. So I told my wife, I said, if we're ever going to do it, this is the time to do it, and so we decided to pull the trigger and get it done.
How's everything been with it so far?
It's been pretty good. So we're totally on course. So what I had laid out, talking to the bank and all that stuff, because you got to present data to them of where you think you're going to get, and we're right on course for all of that.
Really cool. Are you booked up at the range? Can people still?
Oh yeah, people can come in and shoot. We have such good hours. Most archery shops don't have very good hours, but you can shoot on the range from any time we're open.
Oh, right on, man. That's really cool.
8 so.
Man, that's 12 hours of fun right there. Hey, you also have a whole weekend of it, May 30th through June the 1st. And now this is at the Sportsman's Club. It's really just a weekend packed of it. You got a kids fishing derby on Saturday, but let's start right here with the 3D archery shoot with the bag targets. What's that look and sound like?
Yeah, so we're going to lay out, hopefully about 30 3D targets there and some bag targets. And the Sportsman's Club's been wanting us since we started the archery to come out and do some 3D shoots there. So this is the first one. We're going to try to do 3 or 4 a year.
Wow.
So we're going to try to do a couple more this summer. So they're really excited about it. We're really excited about it. So yeah, for that weekend, so we set it for the 3D course to be open from 1 to 5 on Friday. 9 to 5 on Saturday, and then 9 to 2 on Sunday.
Well, I mean, think about it. I mean, $15 to shoot the course is really, that's a great deal.
It's a great deal. Yeah. And we'll get all that set up and get that real nice. So,
man, I like this. Then you got the kids fishing derby on Saturday morning from 10 to noon, and prizes too for the kids.
Yeah, we'll have prizes for, biggest fish, smallest fish. We usually do the most fish. Yeah, we've always done a fishing derby out there. This is the first time we put it with this event.
It makes sense though.
It does because, we got the Memorial Tournament going on at the same time. So yeah, the kids fishing derby is going to be 10 to noon. Need to get there a little early to get registered. Mm-hmm. In the past, we've always had plenty of rods. We're going to have a fair amount of rods for kids to be able to use. But I think we might have more kids this year. So, bring their own stuff, and we'll have bait there and stuff. Really cool. And before we get into the Memorial Catfish Tournament, really cool that you have trapping seminars and fishing seminars too that are going to be taking place. So they're going to be we're going to do all of those. We decided we're going to do them all on Saturday. Really cool. Just make it the one heavy day there. So working with the Illinois Trappers Association, I'm a trapper myself. Mm-hmm. To have trapper seminars, they're basically going to be introductory to try to get people exposed to it. We sell a lot of trapping stuff at the shop. And we try to grow that as a way of promoting people how to manage wildlife. I mean, we're overrun with raccoons and possums and groundhogs. You name it. There's just an overabundance because there aren't a lot of guys trapping. Man, I'm telling you what, though, this groundhog that I'm dealing with, Mark, sucker could take me on. They can be a pain. I think it weighs at least half of me. Yes, they can be pretty big too. Yes, yeah, they're and they can be a pain. They're destructive too. Yeah, they are. And I think it's really good the educational component too, and just getting especially the younger you can get children familiarized with the outdoors, whether it's fishing or hunting or even just learning how to manage wildlife. It's really cool, man, for sure. Yep, yeah, because we're going to cover all your basic, your fur bearers. We're going to have a raccoon seminar, a mink seminar, muskrat, beaver, otter. Oh, coyote. Wow! Yeah, so we'll have somebody that's very good at all of those. That's spending, awesome. An hour or so talking about those. Man, I like that a lot. Yeah, that's really cool. And they're going to be going on just kind of on the hour for most of the day during that time. I love it. And what type of vendors you got going down there? That's I'm trying to get some more of those out there. Like I said, I don't know what all we're going to have yet. No worries. We're just the Sportsman's Club is going to be great there because they're going to have food on site. So if someone was interested, could they reach out to you? Yeah, just reach out to me if somebody wants maybe a popcorn person. You got all those different ones. So hopefully we'll get that filled out and nice. Like I said, first year, don't know really how it's going to go. I love this. So I mean, the whole idea of it's such a great thing though, because there's only a couple of events out there like this in the whole region for it. So to do more is perfect. Yeah, it is. And then the fishing seminars, we have one of my pro staffers down there, Eric Moore. We call him the fishing magician. Outstanding fisherman. He's a local guide too, but he's going to teach class and using forward-facing sonar.
Oh,
so that's
wow.
something targeted towards, your serious. A lot of people buy those electronics and they don't know how to use them. So he's going to try to help people out there. And then he's also going to be talking about bass fishing and crappie fishing.
I bet you've only experienced that a time or two with people not knowing how to work what they bought.
Yes. Happens a lot.
No,
So.
I really like this memorial tournament that you all are doing. This is Saturday as well. $120 entry fee, but take me through this.
So the memorial tournament is in honor of Vicki Mathena, who was known as the Mississippi Queen. She was very well known in the catfishing world.
Okay.
And then Lily Mae Hill, which is my wife's aunt. Both of those great people succumbed to cancer.
Oh, man.
So this is the first annual memorial tournament in their honor. And out of the $120 entry fee, I'm telling you, $20 is going to go to a donation to the American Cancer Society or some other group.
Wow.
And then it's just I'm hoping that people will come out, because I didn't want to make it a big money tournament like the Alton Catfish Classic. I wanted it to be, hey, this is meant to be enjoyable,
low stress environment.
Yes, low stress, and so. We're going to be fishing on the river. It's going to take place on the river, and then the weigh-in's going to be at the Sportsman's Club.
Well, and so the meeting and the live well check is at 5 a.m. at Bluff City Outdoors.
At Bluff City Outdoors, yep. That's when, I'll be down there to check everybody's live well, and then they'll trailer off, and do their fishing. They got to, start fishing about 7, and then they got to be back and in line at the Sportsman's Club by, I think I have on there 3:30.
Mm-hmm. And then you got a 3 fishing limit.
3 fish limit. It's all catfish.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Wanted to make sure of that. And then check-in. So can we show up the day of and register and all that? Or
yes, they can show up the day of. I also put links out there on there's links on the Facebook events page, and I have them on the Bluff City Outdoors site under the tournament entry. So there is links there for people to pre-register.
Wonderful. And then food and drinks available on site that day for the tournament?
through the Sportsman's Club.
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
Yep.
Wonderful. Well, do you have a moment to stick around for a quick break?
Yep.
I got to pay a quick bill. It's almost 10:30 here in downtown Alton. More Daily Show comes back to you next in the heart of the 618.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
no matter the season. Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
They couldn't see and they just didn't understand. And looking in the mirror, they were fools that either.
Welcome back, 10:30 on the nose. Man, this weather is kicking my ass, Mark. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Oh, it's been a rough one. Yep.
I feel like I'm fighting Tyson in the 90s. My ear's getting ready to go at any time, you know?
Not good.
No, man. Hey, getting back into this, though, I think this is such a great event. And this is the Bluff City Outdoors Fest, which takes place May 30th through June the 1st. We didn't touch on this yet, but also going to be the world record, the Illinois and Missouri record, blue catfish are going to be there.
Yeah, we had replicas done. They're down at the shop, and we're going to just make sure that the Sportsman's Club has someplace inside where I can display them. I can't risk putting them outside and having a flash storm come and hit. They're extremely well done. I mean, the guy that did them, he's down in Perryville, Missouri. He won some worldwide contests.
I was going to say, it's an art form for sure.
He was an artist that got into doing the
kidding.
The mouth. Yep.
Wow. Well, and now what's the biggest one you've ever caught?
Catfish. I'm more of a bluegill fish, probably about 5 pounds.
Really?
You know, yeah. I'm more of a bluegill guy.
Cool, man. Do you have a shop record down there for catfish or anything from?
So the biggest one that our customers have caught down there, Anthony Maggard has a 114, and he also has a 104. And, he caught the 104, and Jason Mathena, Vicky's son, had a celebration of her life after a couple months after she had passed. They had a big fish tournament, just caught one fish, each contestant, and Anthony caught that 104 in that tournament. So,
man, that's incredible. Well, and I think it's really cool, though, just for everyone to kind of get a glimpse, because I guarantee you that even adults, half of them don't understand how big these catfish can get, and just a chance to see them.
I mean, people do not realize what's in that river. they just don't. I mean, they're enormous.
Well, and that's what I mean. Just is such a cool thing. If you're just tuning in, there's going to be a 3D archery shoot, bag targets, multiple shooting classes, all 3 days. It's $15 to shoot the course. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday 1 to 5, Saturday 9 to 5, and then Sunday 9 to 2. And then that kids fishing derby takes place all from 10 a.m. to noon on Saturday with prizes and all that. And really great. Do you have a cap for how many kids can be a part of this? Or?
We don't. In the past we have, because when we did it, not as part of this event, we kept it at around 30. But now we're going to just say, hey, if 50, 60 kids want to fish it, we're going to be more than happy to accommodate.
Well, and then if you're just tuning in too, that memorial tournament's going to be on Saturday as well. It's a $120 entry fee, and you're going to meet and do the live well check at 5 a.m. at Bluff City Outdoors, and then fishing 7 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And then meeting back at 3:30 at Sportsman's.
Yep. So that's where we're going to do the weigh-in there at Sportsman's Club.
Now, is there any rules or anything that folks need to know about for the tournament that are
the tournament, I mean, it's 3 fish limit. Really, you can't start fishing until 7. You can get to your spot ahead of that, because it's a trailered event. We're not really going to limit where you can trailer to.
That's what I was going to ask you,
but the time to get back, is pretty much, hey, we need you in line by 3:30 back at the Sportsman's Club.
Really cool.
Yeah, and just you can go pre-fish. The week of before that and stuff. But, this is meant to be a fun tournament.
I love it, man. And it's really a great way to kick off the summer, too.
Yeah.
And now, we were talking a little bit. There is going to be some seminars taking place, too, which I think is really cool. The fishing ones are going to be awesome, especially for all the ages. But I love these trapping seminars, because this is something that I think so many folks are going to want to know more information about.
Yeah, it's working with the Illinois Trappers Association. Like I said, I'm a trapper myself. I've been able to line up... I think Madison Daniels, I think she's going to do a muskrat, otter, and beaver. I'm going to do the mink trapping seminar. Frank Bates, he's out of Carlinville, Illinois, great coyote trapper. He's going to come down and do a coyote seminar. And we got a couple more to fill in, and then we're going to see how it goes. It's meant to be an introduction for people this year. And then if it really gets a lot of interest, and down the road we'll add, fur handling and things like that to let people get familiar with that.
Mink are becoming a really big problem, aren't they?
Mink aren't too bad, but if you got chickens, they are.
That's okay. That's what I was stepping into. And just at Bluff City, what are some of the things you guys got cooking down there? Any good specials or deals running right now?
Oh, we got we always have deals going on. We got like Ancient Mariner catfish gear, his rods and reels. We got them on sale right now. And then we got we always got some stuff on clearance. Come down and check that out. But we've really done a lot of revamping in the shop. We've launched our crappie crusher baits. That's our in-house line of crappie plastics. So we got that fully up and running, and they're really top notch. We tested the crap out of them. People loved them. So now we got them bagged and on the shelves down there. And we just started our bass crusher line of soft plastics for bass fishing. So it's coming together. We do that stuff to get high quality baits out there at a little bit less price by doing it.
Right on.
No middlemen there. So
well, and I just think it's really cool, man. I mean, you guys really, and your social media is fun to follow too, because I mean, you take a look at some of the the bows that you got and some of the other archery equipment, but also what was this fishing game that you were drawing for the other day?
So we do they're just raffles out there. I launch them on Facebook. We'll do a fishing one. We'll do an archery one. I work with our vendors, make sure everybody's cool with doing it.
Right.
And so we'll do them, and right now we got an archery one going on. So
I love it. And how do you enter one of those?
So you can we use Venmo to pay for the entry. They can also call in on a credit card, or they can just stop by the shop.
Yeah, this is the archery one that we got cooking, don't we?
Yeah, I got an archery Matthews bow going on right now.
Yeah, look at that. Hold on, let's see if I can zoom in on this sucker. I do get paid to do a job here. Yeah, look at that. No,
that's their lift 29.5, and then like I said, we sell the tickets and then we draw it, and whoever wins it gets a bow.
I love it, man. And just circling back real quick to Bluff City Outdoors Fest. We'll link everything that we can. Is the Outdoors Fest May 30th, 12 p.m. to June the 1st at 3 p.m. This is a really great event with 3D archery, shoot bag targets all 3 days. The fishing derby on Saturday for the kids. The memorial tournament on Saturday as well. And is there anything else we got to talk about, Mark, for the event?
That's pretty much the crux of it. Like I said, it's going to be, it's an inaugural event. And even if somebody wanted to come out and hang out for the weekend at Camp Primitively, they're allowing that on the Sportsman's Club grounds there. So somebody could come out and just say, hey, I want to camp in a tent, and they can do that out there. That's been approved.
Man,
they normally don't do that, but they said for this event. Long term is we're going to try to turn it into where we have the rendezvous types of folks.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be really cool.
Yeah, it would be really cool to kind of, and then we're really pushing the traditional side of the bows, and we'll have a lot of those up there for people to check out too. So
man, that'd be awesome. That's an art form in itself. Is traditional,
It is, and we're by far the biggest traditional archery shop in the St. Louis area. Yeah, there's nobody close. I mean,
100%. And I haven't. I've heard that from multiple people. Seriously.
Yeah, our lead bow tech Jeff Dunner. That's his true passion, and he said we need to do it. We need Town Hall Archery down in Bevel had closed, and they were kind of the go-to place. Yeah. So. That's where he came from. So,
man, this is cool, man. Well, best of luck with this. I hope the event goes well, and I can't wait to talk to you again soon, man.
Yep.
Hey, we'll take a quick break. While I have you, let me fill you in on my friends over at Sparks Junk Removal and Hauling. Since Bill Clinton was in office and that hot tub's been sitting in your backyard and that mother-in-law keeps giving you the dirty look and the neighbors getting ready to report you, you could have just called Denise Sparks. You would have had that crew over there picking up your junk, getting it out of your yard, and making everybody happy. 2 years ago, she decided to be the new trash provider in the 618 Mark. Those trash cans popping up and mating like bunny rabbits, purple and yellow all across the 618. And it's because Sparks Junk Removal and Hauling answers their phone, and they treat you just like a customer. Go to sparksjunkremoval.net, reclaim your space and your trash pickup route today, and don't forget to tell them that you know who sent you over their way.
Oh no, another bad headache?
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
Get paid to go solar.
We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back, Daily Show hitting you in the nose, 1041. A little bit of change. Jackie back in the studio. We were talking about Dash a couple how long ago was that?
This actually just came out a couple weeks ago.
When were we talking about your book? I feel like we were talking about this before.
I had a couple books. So my first one was actually published in 2017, and then Cayetitas Rising came out in October. And I was the editor and the writing coach on that book. And working with those women was so inspiring.
That's right. Okay.
I was like, because I started talking to my publisher about, I've been wanting to write my children's book since, 2007. And she was like, let's get this done.
Let's get it going. Yep.
So, and then I had another one come out in March. And then just a couple weeks after that one launched, we put Dash on the market. And
see, that's what I was curious about, because I remember you kind of mentioned it. Maybe it was off the air, and I thought, well, this is really exciting. And it seems like this has been a great jump start for you.
I'll tell you what, the support has been incredible.
Mm-hmm.
We've had so many businesses that have come forward and they just want to sponsor the idea, because my goal is to put 5,000 books in the hands of kiddos across the region for free.
That's really cool.
And so being sponsored by all these businesses, and I have a whole list of them here. I definitely want to read off all the names.
Oh, please do. Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, please do.
I want to say thank you.
We got time.
Because that's
seriously,
amazing.
yeah. Well, and it's such a big thing too, because, so many times, especially when it comes to reading, I feel so bad because you can always tell the children that go without, having that quality time to read with their parent or their guardian or whoever's that parent in their life. And it goes so much further than people think.
It really does. And, it was actually, so I went to school in the Alton School District growing up, and I remember being at Mark Twain in first grade, and there was this beautiful lady that came in. She was a grandma. She came in and read to us, and it sparked something.
Yeah.
I went home that day and wrote my first book. Now, it was a mess. It was quite terrible. But something was, it like lit a fuse, right?
It ignited you.
Yeah. And then I did young authors when I was in 5th grade. I did it again at East Middle School. And deep in my heart, I was like, at some point, I want to write a children's book. And I started to write this in 2007 when I was pregnant with my youngest son.
Uh-huh.
He's 17. And I just put the book out. So it took me a minute. And it's, life, right?
Yeah,
life happens. And I think I've talked to so many people now that have said, gosh, I've always wanted to write a children's book. And I'm like, let's run. Like, let's do this. Like, let's figure out, I can connect them with my publisher. I can help them, in the process or the illustrations. I'm like, there's so many people that have this as a part of their heart. Let's do this.
Well, and honestly, when it comes to especially children's books and shows and things that are designed specifically for children, it is not easy. I mean, you have got to, in very few words and very simple, illustrations, draw the attention and actually keep the continuity of a story. That's tough.
It's tough. And that's when I started writing this, I remember I was a working mom, putting in 50, 60 hours a week, wanting to come home and be there for my older son. And he was asking every day, read me a book. And I was like, man, I was tired. And he'd pick the biggest book.
Oh, of course.
And I was like, how do I make something for mom?
Right.
That is like, listen, page 2 has 6 words on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is for the moms as much as for the kids, because you can get through the book quickly and inspire them. And then really just make sure that they connect and have fun. And moms finished a book with them quickly, but it's engaging and fun. And Dash, he has all the coolest adventures. So this is the first book of 10 that are coming.
Oh, wow.
The next one will be coming out in September. And we're going on book tours, so I'm actually taking Dash with me on different.
You have a real Dash.
I have a real Dash. He's about 12 weeks old. My husband was looking at this and he said, if we're gonna do this,
you gotta
have a mascot. Like he's got to run with you. So
that's why you couldn't do polar. Pete the polar bear.
Right?
That you'd have to carry a polar bear with you.
Yeah, and I love the cheetahs, and I love that. It just wasn't gonna happen. So Dash I can take with me, and he won't run as fast as a cheetah, and that's kind of.
Did you hear about that in Spain where they caught all those people smuggling cheetahs and tigers for people to have as pets, and they weren't.
Did not.
Oh my goodness! And they weren't.
New?
Yeah, kind of like 2 weeks, and they weren't taking their teeth. I mean, could you imagine having a fully teethed cheetah, or even they're like, well, they're the least aggressive of the big cats. Well, okay, that's like saying the F1 is the slowest of the race cars. Like what are we talking about here? That's a big cat.
That's a big cat. And I had a friend that would do that. She would go to Africa and like work with cat.
Oh yeah,
like cat countries and like in safaris and stuff.
Oh no way.
She'd take these beautiful pictures, and I was so jealous. I'm like, it's amazing this life that she was living, and now she can't get back over there, and so she's like so sad about it. But they do. I mean, just the idea of being around them is amazing. But in that natural environment where they can, like
We've been to the zoo. They aren't looking to say hello to you. You know. Remember when the mall had the tigers?
Yes. Yeah. You know what? I still have that Polaroid.
Oh my God! I think my dad does too. We went with the cubs and all that in the cage. Yeah,
I remember. We found because we started watching the Tiger King. As everybody did, and we started going through our pictures, and I found the Polaroid. I'm like, oh my gosh, we did that too.
I don't know how that cage held that tiger. I mean, now that I really think about it, that was a disaster averted. That's why with dash hounds, you don't have to worry.
This little guy, I mean, if he were to bite you, you wouldn't even notice. I mean, it would be not that he ever would, because he is.
Dash is cool.
He's the sweetest little dog. I've never had a dachshund that's. I mean, and they do. They're just sweet, beautiful, sweet dogs, and so snuggly and.
They are. My grandpa had one, and the bond that he had with that dog was just incredible. His name was Scout. The dog was.
Aww.
And I'm telling you, you're right. There's something about. Now, what was the inspiration for Dash? Was he always going to be a dachshund?
He was, and it was just because growing up, I had a friend that had them.
Okay.
And I remember when I was a kid, man, I could run. Today, not so much. And I remember thinking, in my early 20s, and I'm trying to be mom and trying to keep going, and I would hear these beautiful stories of like the Dash. What are kind of morbid. You look at the tombstone, and you see the date of the birth and the date of the death, but the Dash. What are you doing with the Dash? Mm-hmm. And so that resonated with me. It's like, what am I doing right now to have an impact on the lives of people beyond my time here? And I would think about how fast I was running and trying to keep up and feeling like I could never win. I could never keep up. I could never, this whole social media was just getting going at that time, and I could never keep up. And so I remember thinking about my friends, Dutch hounds when she was a kid, and how watching them run, we would laugh at them. I'm like, man, they try so hard. And, but they could never keep up with the Dalmatians or even the Jack Russell Terrier, similar size, but designed different.
Right.
So these short little legs can't keep up. And that's the premise of the book is here's Dash feeling bad because he's not designed to win that race, but maybe he's just running the wrong race.
I just think this is so cool. You're awesome. I mean, this is so cool. So, we'll take a quick break and we'll come back, but you're going to be at Grove Memorial Park Saturday, May the 10th, 10 a.m. to noon. And it's crazy to me that we are 4 days away from Mother's Day, or actually 5 technically, but it's just incredible to me that this summer's already here.
I'll tell you what, it flies. It goes so fast.
How many tours or how many spots you got
I have several. Right now I've got 8 different cities lined up.
Oh, wow.
I'm speaking to 450 students at Kreitner Elementary on Friday. I'll be in Grafton on Saturday. I'll be in at Gilson Brown School next Wednesday. And then I start hitting the other cities. So, ideally there's one coming up as far away as Kansas City, towards the end of summer, but I'm looking for every opportunity to give more books away. I've got 5,000 on my mark to give away. Right now I've got 550 books. And we're running to 5,000.
I love it. Well, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with Jackie, learn more about Dash and where you can get your hands on a copy real quick right after a break on RiverBender.com and Roku.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh-made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
We're gonna take a trip across the sea. Everybody come along with me. We're gonna hit the night down and get back.
Welcome back, 10:52. My voice is hanging on for dear life. We're getting there, Jackie.
Love it.
Coming down the pipeline on Saturday, May the 10th from 10 a.m. until 12 noon at Grove Memorial Park. You can meet Jackie and get a free copy of Dash the Docs and really prizes and giveaways too.
Yeah, so we're actually giving away 100 books.
Oh, wow.
And if I have some spares just in case we get more than 100 kids.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a Disney princess that's coming in. She'll be singing for us. I have a local artist, Luann Brands, who's going to be doing screen printing with gel plates.
That's cool.
All free to the community. And I'm going to have a photographer there taking some fun pictures. We'll have Worldwide Technology sponsored so many books, but then they also gave us, I'm going to be giving away 50 tickets to the drag races Father's Day weekend.
Oh, wow.
So parents come, enter. I've got a lot of gift bags from a lot of our sponsors that were with the Grafton Limestone, Fancy Nancy, Box Mercantile, the Grafton Fudge and Ice Cream Shop. These are a few of the different packages that we'll have. So just a fun, free day. Come and get registered, win some fun prizes. And again, just thank you to these sponsors. I have to name them because I've been so blown away.
Please do. Sorry.
Simmons Hanley Conroy Law Firm, Tanya and Tedian with State Farm, Wilton Cattle Company. He was actually the first sponsor that came in to sponsor 30 books.
That's awesome.
Fountain Hill Steak and Seafood, which the food is phenomenal.
Still mad you guys have Sunny from us.
I know. It's so good. The Grafton Music in the Park, we're actually doing a cross promotion with them because we want to be there all summer long at all of their incredible events. It's so amazing. Nikki's going to be singing. You got to check it out. The Grafton Fudge and Ice Cream Shop, Grafton Limestone, Grafton Art Gallery, Box Mercantile, Fancy Nancy on Main Boutique, Kevin Hall with Bomarito Automotive, Sean Pleasant with Pleasant Results, the Jersey Calhoun Vet Hospital, Lighthouse Coffee, and then Worldwide Technology. So these are businesses that have already purchased books that will be donated to kids. So we have, actually right now I'm at 550 with the ones that just came in yesterday.
Wow.
So, but again, we're racing to 5,000. So if you know any businesses that want to help us get the word out, and we'll be in multiple cities. So we start in Grafton. I'm in Godfrey, Alton. I'm setting up things in Granite City and East St. Louis and Collinsville. And we've been in St. Louis at multiple locations.
Yeah.
Just kind of all over. And if you know of any business, like I had somebody from Kansas City reach out because she said, I know the library wants to do something with us. So we're setting up some different things there and just really wanting to make sure that anybody that wants the opportunity to have their community featured, give away free books.
Right on.
Call me.
Well, and that goes out to all the organizations that do some type of, like, not like this, obviously, but do like a reading program where they try to find somebody to like read books to the students and all that. What a great way to kind of collaborate on that too.
That's exciting. And these kids, I mean, how many kids have come up and said that they want to write their own book too?
Right.
If we can launch that, how many authors can we get to publish their own book by the end of the year?
Well, and too, it goes to a bigger conversation that we're going to have very shortly is with, creative thought, because how great AI is and everything. Well, it's getting rid of the most important part of who we are, and that's our creativity and uniqueness. So the more that you can get, your hands on, somebody that's younger and saying, what are your thoughts, put them to your, paper, that's a bigger win than anything else too.
Absolutely. I love to see a kid just sit down with a notebook and a pen.
Right.
And to watch them create. I mean, that is so beautiful because it's so pure. It's just really seeing what they can build. And we launch artists, we launch authors, and you just never know what that's going to build into their future.
Well, and I know that you want to be inspiration for and help other, aspiring, authors. How can folks reach out? What's your plans for that?
Yeah, so I actually want to connect them with my publisher. She has been phenomenal. I mean, she's an incredible lady that's been doing this for so many people across the community. And so anything I can do to connect them with my publisher or even help them, maybe they've got the words, but they're stuck on the illustrations. I can help with that.
Right.
And then there's other systems and programs that I've been building just to make sure that everyone has the opportunity, because sometimes it's little roadblocks that will pause or halt an effort. Like I said, I started this in 2007 and tried, and I just kept hitting wall after wall. And if I had just had this group of women,
right,
was just enough to push me past that barrier that I had built in my own head of I can't do this, and who you surround yourself with matters.
Well, and that's the big takeaway too from Dash, correct?
It is. Yeah. This group of women here, we did Cayetitas Rising. Book changed my life. I was the writing coach and the editor, so I got to talk to these women before the words were on paper, and I heard their stories, and I was blown away, and I'm like, they have figured something out. And so now we're actually working on the next book. It'll come out in September with Amigas Rising. That'll be another like an international bestseller. I just know it. You get this group of women together, and it's crazy what happens. But to have them speak hope and to speak purpose and to speak about how to overcome and teach me what they've learned on their journeys, it was enough to push me past my own barriers of I can't do this, so that's why Dash is here, and I credit so much of that because of these people and these books and hearing their stories. It's incredible.
I love it. Well, and Jackie, I hope everything goes well. I mean, you got a perfect weekend for it. Sip and Stroll will be happening at the same time.
Oh, yes. Sip and Stroll and the Blues Festival. Grafton is the
is that
place
the same time?
Yes. And that so you can hang out all day in Grafton.
Dang.
Bring the kiddos to the event in the morning, come to the Sip and Stroll, and that's going to be so much fun.
That's right. That's what we're doing.
That's
what we're doing this weekend. I forgot.
It's growing every year. And then the Blues Festival. So there's something for everybody in Grafton this weekend.
It's going to be perfect.
Yeah. Just come on down. Bring the kiddos. Come and get a free book. Win some fun prizes. And let's go party in the park.
Hey, we'll link everything in a write-up. And Jackie, thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
We're out of time. I got to go fix whatever the heck is going on with my voice today. We'll find out tomorrow. With that being said, full show tomorrow. Hope you join me then and have a great day outside. My deck is almost finished. Life's looking good. And like I said, just enjoy yours, but most importantly, try your best to stay out of jail.